Hi everyone, this is Rebecca Keppel. I am super excited to be here on ThermOWeb's YouTube channel today. I am thrilled to be able to share with you a couple of cards that I made with the collaboration between ThermOWeb and Rina K.Designs, her brand new Electro-Pop collection. And I am going to share today how to make some neon puffy stickers using the Electro-Pop neon enamels. And so let me show you those enamels and let's get started. The enamels come in 4 colors. You get 12 sheets in the pack. This is the iCraft Decofoil foam adhesive. It is a double-sided foam adhesive. So we're going to grab the Loud Lime transfer sheet, that enamel sheet, and we're going to peel off one protective cover on the double-sided foam adhesive. Then we're going to lay that enamel right on top of that sticky foam and make sure that it is all connected and that there are no air bubbles or anything like that. Once that's done, I am going to take a pair of scissors and just cut off that excess because I can use that for another project. Now I'm going to grab some dies from the Sending Sunshine StampnStencil collection, also from ThermOWeb Rina K. And now we're going to do a couple of other colors as well. You can see that I have some pink there. I'm just going to cut off the excess. And then that is Poppin pink, and then I'm going to do the same with Orange Glow. So again, I'm going to peel off the top protective layer of the double-sided foam and lay my enamel sheet right on top, cut off the excess, and then I'm going to use some dies from the Sweet Stuff collection to cut out the pink and the orange. And I'm going to use that kind of ice cream covering there, the little sauce of the ice cream. Now that these are die cut, you can see that you can peel off that back protective layer and you've basically created a puffy neon sticker. So much fun. Okay, I am going to use the Gina K.Designs luxury white cardstock, and I'm going to take a stamp from the Sending Sunshine collection between ThermOWeb and Rina K.Designs. That's the StampnStencil stamp set. I am using some palette paper in my water media mat here because I am going to stamp off the side and I don't want to stain my mat. With some of those colors, it might stain your silicone mat. So use that palette paper in the back there. I am going to ink up the leaf stamp from the Sending Sunshine collection with Loud Lime neon ink. I absolutely adore these inks. They're so much fun. They're bright and cheerful and just perfect for a fun hello card, for a summer card, just basically anytime you want to send a smile. I am creating my background here with the Loud Lime and the leaf stamp, just stamping it multiple times and again stamping off that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of white cardstock to create my pattern background. And once that's done, I'm just going to go in and fill in some of those open areas on the side there. That's why I have the palette paper on the bottom to catch any of that ink that might come off on the edge. Now I am going to stamp the Sending Sunshine orange. I am starting with Hello Yellow, and then I stamped the orange layer first, and then I put just a little touch of Orange Glow around the outside, and that creates that two-tone effect, which I really, really like. Now I'm going to grab the second layer of the stamp, which is kind of the slices in the center. It's like a cross section, and I am going to fully ink this stamp up with Orange Glow. And I love the effect. I think it looks super realistic and cute and neon all at the same time. I'm going to take some ThermOWeb purple tape to temporarily adhere that die, and I'm going to cut out both of those oranges that I stamped. Now I'm going to take the Orange You Glad We're Friends sentiment and put it in my MISTI on top of our pattern leaf background there. Waited until that dried, of course. I am going to use some VersaFine Black Onyx ink. Because it's a pigment ink, it will stand out on top of the neon green leaves because I want to stamp it right on top there. As a pigment ink, it lays on top. I decided for these die cuts, I wanted to ink the edges with the Orange Glow ink because I really wanted them to just look like orange slices and not die cuts of orange slices. You can leave it either way, whatever's your preference. I am going to use some Ultra Bond liquid adhesive to adhere a piece of cardstock in the center of my card background there. The reason I'm using liquid adhesive is because when you have inks that sit on top of the paper, sometimes tape runner doesn't stick as well. Now I'm going to peel off those back protective pieces of our enamel puffy leaves that we created, and then I'm going to pop up the oranges on some K.Designs for ThermOWeb white foam tape adhesive there. So once those are all popped up, I'm just going to peel off the protective layers of the foam adhesive and adhere them down to my card front. And that is it. Super, super simple to create those neon puffy leaves, and I love them so much. They have so much shine in real life that you cannot see in camera. For my second card background, I'm going to take 3 of the neon inks, the Poppin Pink, the Orange Glow, and the Hello Yellow. And what I'm doing is swiping it on the palette paper and then pressing my card and rubbing from the back. That's going to give me that paint swipe look, and it's going to be a little bit lighter than if I just swiped across my card with the stamp pad. The other benefit to doing this method is that you won't cross-contaminate your stamp pads. You can see how I am doing the paint swipes or the ink swipes in between. There's spots in between there, but I can flip the card over and fill in those spots. But my ink pads don't have to cross over each other. So this is the benefit of using the palette paper or using your work surface if you're not as concerned about staining it. I die cut the whole ice cream cone, and now I'm going to drop that cone shape stamp into the die cut open area. Then I pop my die cut in there, and then I stamp it with some Distress Oxide tea dye ink. Now I'm going to pop it back in so that I can stamp my ice cream scoop there. First I'm going to place it into the open area of the die cut, readjust everything because it all came out, put my die cut back in. I'm going to ink up that ice cream with Hello Yellow and then stamp it right on top there. So you can see I kind of had adjusted the paper a little bit, so I had to move it just a touch to get it to cover up, but I got it there. So the other two, I just stamped the scoops, not the cones, and then I'm going to die cut them out just like I would the whole cone. So you can see there I have 2 without the cone stamped and 1 with the cone stamped. I'm going to use some of that Ultra Bond liquid adhesive and start layering these up. And this is going to create a triple-decker scoop without having to do any fussy cutting. I am just layering these on top of each other rather than cutting them out. Once I have my triple-decker scoop, I can then use those little scoop pieces that we cut out of the foam with the enamel and lay those on top. It's kind of like either sauce or another scoop or something like that. So I am just peeling off those back protective layers because we created those enamel neon stickers, and then just laying them right on top. So once that's done, I am ready to add my sentiment to my ink swiped card panel there. I'm adding some anti-static powder tool, and then I'm stamping the sentiment from Sweet Stuff with some Versamark ink so that I can heat emboss that sentiment. So I am adding some white embossing powder here, and I am tapping off the rest. You can see that you really have to make sure that those ink swipes are dry. Then I am going to heat set this sentiment to melt that embossing powder. I'm going to use some Ultra Bond adhesive to adhere the panel down to some glitter cardstock. Glitter cardstock is one of those things that kind of resists tape runner, so I do recommend a strong liquid adhesive like the Ultra Bond. Then I am going to adhere the triple decker cone with some ThermOWeb K.Designs foam tape. Just peel off that top protective layer and adhere it right down to the card. So I did add a few sequins using that Ultra Bond once again, but that is it. And it is super easy to create your own neon puffy stickers by die cutting the neon enamels on top of the ThermOWeb iCraft double-sided foam adhesive. If you're interested in any of the supplies that I use, they'll all be linked down in the YouTube description below. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.